Hi, I'm Elaine.
Hi, I'm Susanna.
I am Suzanne.
Hi, I'm Sean.
This is our APL project, and the goal of our project was to create a website that recommends music based on the user's location's weather. We did this by pairing music genres with different weather types. For example, rainy was jazz.
Yeah, so in order to start this project, we obviously started with a GitHub repository where we stored all our code and where we could save it and work on it individually. We also used Figma to design our very first sort of look of what our website could, like the appearance of it. We came up with 3 pages at first, which would be the home page where the city name would be entered. The next page would be the actual music page, where there'd be like a little music player. And the next page would be the favorites page. And we'll explain what happened to that later on as well. We also used REPL for a few different pages. If one person was working on a part of the code that was disrupting another person. So we used REPL for that. We also incorporated a weather API in order to get the cities and their weather for like every city in the nation. And obviously we used VS Code to actually write our code and see what our website looked like.
So we started with the animated background, and in CSS, that would be right here. And then going to our title, the head with the shadow effects, that would be right here. And then for the logo, we used Canva to design that, and that would be right here. Then the input bar, we had the animation, so the little text would move up when the user would click on the bar. And that was in this code segment right here. And then for the enter button, that would be for the user to click on once they have entered a city.
So this is our second page, which is the music.html. And here we have the music player at the bottom with the city name that was inputted, as well as the weather of the city at the time. In order to make this music player, I had to use like a little online YouTube tutorial to figure out how the actual player would function. One thing I used in order to get these play and pause buttons was using Font Awesome, their icons, and then I followed their platform on how to just import them and use them in like HTML. So in order to make this container, as well as the little disk over here, I had a music container that included the info, the title, the artist, as well as the little line of where the time of the music is playing. And then the image container was for the disk over here. Okay, so for the CSS, we had some animations for rotating when the actual music was playing. So it would identify when it was playing, as well as the actual information that would pop up when a certain song was playing, as you can see right here. And yeah, you could play and pause it, and the animation of the image that is playing would spin, and the progress bar.
All right, so now moving on to the backend. For the backend, we actually use Node.js, and there's a library called Express that makes it way easier to communicate with APIs and launch the website, and it just makes it way easier. So we use that Express.js. And so first I had to find an open source API that we can use, which was a open weather map. So I had to like sign up and stuff to get the open weather map, the key. And so we used that. And so we had to request information from the API by giving in the city name, and it would like send us back the city info, which then we can use to like based on that we gave the music genre and played the music on the front.
All right, so on the main page, when a user inputs a city, it will be stored as a cookie on their website. So when the page loads, it retrieves the cookie and sends a request to the weather API to get the weather right here in the code. And this will update every 60 minutes. And it will display all the information on the page and request a new playlist from the API I created on the Express server. And once all the songs have been loaded, it will start playing the song. And to explain further on the music API I created, all songs are downloaded onto the server and are streamed to the app, web app. And each song has its own weather data attached to it, which is used to determine when it will be played.
Some of the important components were the first one being the actual enter city name. That was pretty important because for that we had to, like Sean mentioned, we had to store it as a cookie, and we had to like take it to the Node.js and then request the API for the information about the city that they enter in that field. And basically it gives back the shit like the city information, and we displayed that and displayed music based on the weather. And another important one was the music bar, which is on the second page. This took a little time because we kept getting bugs over and over again, and we had fixed some of it, but at the end we had this really huge bug where it wouldn't skip the music. The timeline bar was just messed up.
An example of a bug we had with our code. A good example is the progress bar. An explanation of the problem we had is when the progress bar, the default, when it's clicked, the default behavior is supposed to change the progress of the playing song. And we had, when we first implemented this idea, the progress bar, the change was being calculated based on the current size of the bar. To fix this bug, we created a background element so we could get the full size of the bar so we could calculate the change correctly. Previously, it was being calculated relative to the current size of the progress.
So for a quick demo of our website, I'll just type in a few city names and see what pops up. So let's do Buffalo, New York. Over in Buffalo, it is cloudy. So we get some of these songs. They're very good songs. And then if we want to do a new city, we can go here and we can do something like Tampa, Florida. Let's see how it's going. And let's just see. Oh, looks like it's clear in Tampa. And so we get a new playlist of songs. And then maybe we can do one more. A cooler one, Austin. So here we got the mist. And another thing we want to know is like Fly Me to the Moon is in multiple different like categories. So a song can be in mist, it can be in clouds, it can be in rainy. But as you can see, the playlist does change usually. So one thing that we did end up taking away was the favorites page, just regarding time and the amount we spent on this main component. We decided that it was just another aspect of the website that wouldn't change much of the actual goal that we were looking for. Hope you enjoy.